I'm Peter. Welcome to PD Tech for another professional guide.
And I'm Duan. Our goal is to turn your bookkeeping from a headache into your greatest competitive advantage.
Watch this video to learn how to set up invoice reminders in Xero to save time chasing customer debts. To turn invoice reminders on for your organization, click Sales. Then choose Invoices. Select the Invoice Reminders Off button. Then click the Email Customers When an Invoice is checkbox. Xero has 3 default invoice reminders set up for you to use. 7 days overdue, 14 days overdue, and 21 days overdue. Use the edit link to make changes to the default invoice reminders, like the number of days overdue or the email message. You can also delete the default reminder from the edit screen. Let's look at all the reminder details by setting up a new one. To add a new reminder, click Add Reminder. You can have up to 5 invoice reminders in total. Xero defaults to send if an invoice is overdue by. Xero can also send invoice reminders to customers before the invoice due date, so you're paid on time. To do this, select Due In from the Send If an Invoice Is drop-down. Enter the number of days before the invoice is due that you want Xero to send the reminder. To send a reminder on the day the invoice is due, set the number of days to 0. Xero pre-fills the subject line and message using the email settings templates. You can edit the fields and insert placeholders like an invoice number or due date to customize the invoice reminder. Click Save to add your new invoice reminder. Your new invoice reminder is now set up and will automatically send for invoices that are marked as Sent in Xero. Review and add the invoice reminders you need to automate your debt collection. Xero selects the Include button to Online Invoice and Detail Summary checkbox by default, which adds the Online Invoice link, Amount due, Due date, and Invoice ID directly in the email header. The Include a link to the invoice PDF checkbox is also selected by default in Xero to provide a downloadable PDF alongside the reminder. Click to remove the selections if you don't want to include them. To avoid sending reminders for minor outstanding amounts, set a minimum threshold by selecting Don't send reminders for amounts owing on, an invoice under, and entering a value. In this example, we'll enter 5 as we don't want to chase any balances under that value. Click Save to turn on your invoice reminders. It's critical to reconcile your bank account on a daily basis if you set up automatic invoice reminders to prevent Xero sending reminders to customers if they've recently paid their invoice. Now you're ready to set up invoice reminders in Xero to help keep on top of your customer debts.